Namaste.
Yeah.
Record, you make record. Recording, yes.
Thank you very much for reminding the
Okay.
practical things. Namaste. Namaste,
Namaste.
Pavel. We are here, people here to listen from you something on insomnia, and I'm here to explain anything is needed.
Okay, let's, if our topic is serving the humanity, and the first question for you, what is suffering?
What is?
Because what is suffering?
Suffering.
Because, yes, insomnia is the one of the point of some people suffering from insomnia, but also other people suffering from other things. And what is suffering in yogic tradition? Why people suffer? Because in Buddhist, for me, the more than 50% of Buddhist teaching is about the life is suffering, and you have to quickly go up.
Not only
I'm not the professional Buddhist.
Not only in Buddhism, Pavel, but also in other religions of India. It is kind of a crux of the intelligence. People calculated, thought, become enlightened, all the way they thought, and they come to a point that life is suffering, no? I'm particularly suffering on this planet. This is called Mrityu Lok. Yeah, where all people are dying, so it's a Mrityu Lok, where people die. So suffering is a little bit, in a way, to understand, like different level of feeling pain. Suffering is also, you can say, a kind of pain you have. Very nice point. You ask very nice questions, which is very common to people, and still people don't understand it. Like, we use the word very much, but we don't know what we are talking about. But for sure, people talking suffering means some kind of pain. You cannot deny that you are feeling some kind of pain. But all pain we cannot call suffering. Like, you have physical hurt. So it's painful, but limited to body, sense organs, limited there. Well, but it can come and go. Suffering imports a feeling and a vision that it's ongoing pain. Suffering is not coming and going. No, either it is or it is not. So it either disappears completely or it is not. Analytical people see it in a black and white, like Buddhist way. If you look in a Buddhist way, then you will keep on suffering until you reach nirvana. Until you reach nirvana, you are suffering. And you will keep on suffering. So only remedy is to attain nirvana. Otherwise, you are suffering. But people say, no, otherwise, everything fine. So a pain on physical level is a physical level. Same way on mental level, pain can come and go. On ego level, pain can come and go. Something which remains permanent, like something is damaged in your body or in somebody permanently, like people got paralysis, Parkinson, dementia, or something which medical science doesn't have an answer, particular, profound answer to combat this disease. Then this permanency of disability or dysfunction of an organ, otherwise it could have been done and repaired, like damaged and repaired. But if it is not repaired, continuously go, then it will be a kind of suffering will come to the person. Why? Because permanently something is missing. It's not coming and going, something is missing. This can also be said a kind of suffering. Because now from physical, it's becoming now mental. This impact will affect the idea of I. So in idea of I, if something is permanently there, which cannot be removed, and in spite of all your trial, effort, you can't remove it. This permanency starts to give a feeling first time, what is suffering? An idea. If you reach a little bit more up, grow towards your intelligence, and your intelligence gets awakened, but only for a few minutes or few seconds. In that space, you see that there was no suffering for a while. And after that, you find out, you started to contemplate, do all kinds of work, search the happiness in all the way, still you find that you are missing something. So spiritual suffering is called in the sense of not being awakened. Spiritual suffering. Because that is the cause. So Indian system or philosophy says that all the root cause of suffering is you don't have genuine knowledge, means you don't have eyes, means you can't see. Ignorance, lack of genuine knowledge, a lack of like abundance of genuine knowledge means you are enlightened, you can see, and your suffering is gone. So, suffering, we may say, physically suffering is okay, something wrong with the body, and it's permanent. If it is, you know that hand is broken or something, it will be repaired after a few days, then it's not a suffering. You are just like going through, but you know that, yes, I will be okay. The depth of suffering is permanency of a disease. On awakened level of intelligence, spiritually, I don't know myself, who am I, and I.
But how it connected to the permanent, for example, permanent paralysis or permanent chronic disease, even if the people are awakened, then the disease disappear or it stays?
No, physical disease, there are many variables, many people enlightened, and still they have issues with their physical body, even mental body. I have been reading in Osho books and other books, like J. Krishnamurti had a problem with migraine, and that but severe migraine issues he had. So physically, pain could be, and still you cannot suffer. So for this idea, India came to the point that if you will be happy, you will be sad. You cannot ask one polarity. You cannot remain on one polarity all the time in your life. So if you are enjoying, you will be happy. You are happy, you will be sad. The same person, the same thing, the same relationship, giving you happiness and joy, and tomorrow could be cause of suffering, pain. So, in a way, when you see like this, oh my God, there is no way that I can be always happy. Not possible, impossible. Other way, you see that if you start to be awakened, like intelligence opening, then you start to see people are not interested what is important in their life. People are more interested what is exactly urgent and give them happiness immediately. What they are trying to be happy, person is very happy, romantic, to meet a girl, to buy a car, to buy a house, and next day, look, same thing becomes burden. The assets becomes responsibility. The assets becomes liability. The assets becomes burden. And in the beginning, it was a cause of happiness that I'm growing in my assets. The people who got glimpse of enlightenment, or they deeply pondered over, they see, my goodness, there's no end to it. No way that one can find permanent happiness. That means, and there is not so much limited, so much freedom. I am limited. So people start to get idea that maybe I'm in a prison, kind of a prison. So these people start to also see body as a prison. If you are connected to the body, you will have a mind, you will have an ego, you will have intelligence, and you will have ambitions, mahat, to manifest some. So until this process is going on, there is no way you can be permanently happy. And you are bound.
But what is this? What is the solution?
No solution. Solution, everyone find. Buddha says, okay, Nirvana. Patanjali says, okay, Pavel. Somebody says, Samadhi. Only solution is you should not desire pain or pleasure. Either you accept both or you deny both. So analytically, people, they denied both. I don't want it. Neither pain nor pleasure, cut off from the society and pondered deeply over and suffered consciously more. Not only seeing their own suffering, but also seeing around. It's a madhouse. Everybody is cutting the branch on which he is or she is sitting one day. So in that way, this, if you see the suffering on enlightened way, you feel compassion in your heart. Too much pain and suffering, this another suffering comes. Not only from yourself, but it's coming from environment. So this kind of environment, how you will entertain where everyone you see is suffering, knowingly, unknowingly. And people that you feel more compassion over the people who are putting all their energy for happiness and they are fully believing they will be happy and they become opposite. Which is the nature of the thing. So seeing the nature of phenomena as life, analytical people say, no way, I have to drop both and find third alternative. Try another one. So they drop both, happiness and sadness, both. Synthesis people who are tantric people, like Tantra tradition, tantric outlook, they say, no, I accept both. So they say, I accept both. So they accepted both. Life consists of pain and pleasure. So in two ways, you can redeem, you can come out of the suffering.
So if the person get this feeling of suffering, what practice can help them to realize that, to accept the both?
Look, if you strictly talk in a medical sense, it's a completely different answer. If you talk in a spiritual sense, then the path, the time which is being spent until you reach to the no suffering zone. So here is a suffering zone, and here is a no suffering zone. So this time one has to follow some discipline that one will reach and not deviate left and right. It is also very simple, which is misunderstood by meditators and sadhaks and by the masses, common people, that we are, or a sadhak is going beyond the bondage, like freedom. One is the cause. Also, you see your limited being, your limited effort, and phenomena is very big. So you feel I am in bondage, I am in prison, I am enmeshed, I am in Maya, somebody is imprisoning me from all the sides, I don't have freedom to move, to express myself. This is also a suffering. So what is bondage? Bondage is nothing but our attachment, or we are the follower of our instinct. First, so we call that everyone is infatuated by its own body. Doesn't mean it ugly or not ugly. But looking at the mirror, next time morning you don't want somebody else's face, howsoever beautiful. No? So what does this mean? It means that practically, naturally, everyone is attached to its own car or aeroplane or a spaceship, whatever you say, means attached to the body. We move into the nature of the body and see that, okay, we don't have even power. It moves by itself. When sex drive is coming, everything is changing, body is moving. You should not be taught Kama Sutra for that. Your knowledge is enough, whatever is there in the body. You are hungry,
yes,
you move for that. And this way, body is moving, and its nature is to go towards pleasure, which is giving me pleasure, and run away from that which is giving pain. This is a natural law. Now, either you fall below it or you go beyond it. If you fall below it, people say, oh, you are becoming an animal, beast. If you go above it, people say, oh, you are becoming divine. So from here, if you move towards sattva or tamas, two direction you give. So if you want to make a movement which makes you enlightened, which gives you enlightenment and gives you freedom and breaks this programming into your cells and neurons and hormonal system, everything is programmed to take you towards pleasure and run away from pain. Two ways. This is jiva. This is a living being. That is nature. And we are also a jiva. All living beings are jiva. So from jiva, if you transcend to Shiv, if you want to become Shiv or divine nature, whatever you call it, let's call it Jiv and Shiv. So, unless you go beyond this vritti, tendency, this tendency of movement, to go beyond, you need to be indifferent to both. Indifferent to both means indifferent to both, you follow your path. So what to do? Every morning, 7:30 to 8:30, I will practice yoga. There is no cause that this practice, yoga methodology, will make you enlightened. This is not the key point, which people don't understand. Yes, if you do hatha yoga, the physical benefit of it, it won't redeem your suffering. It's not, redemption from suffering is not coming from practicing Paschimottanasana or Halasana or Sirsasana. It never comes like this. So I decided, or you decide, or anybody decides, that 7:30 in the morning I will do yoga. It doesn't matter pain and pleasure. That's the difference. A person doing 7:30 every day yoga for 20 years. But the motivation of this person to do yoga is to feel pleasure, to be more healthy. So a result already defined. He is defining his destiny. Try to understand. There exists no destiny. Person, you defining your destiny by itself means you are creating it. With keeping the ideas in your mind, you are directing your energy and manifested, not manifested, 10% manifested, 20% manifested, as much energy you have put. So here, person decides to do yoga morning. But for what? To get nirvana, to get kavalya, samadhi, to become Buddha. But here, you don't know actually where to give direction to your energy. If you have a positive desire, okay, my soldier is frozen and I want to fix it and I'm doing yoga. The destiny you are making, you're clear. You are creating a destiny, a day when soldier is not frozen. You are creating destiny, you are putting effort, your will. So through your will, you are creating your destiny. And you are defining it. And this is a key point. That's where the people don't get enlightened by practicing Paschimottanasana or any asana. Never can be. Or by any practice you cannot be. Doesn't matter which practice you do. It's nothing to do with your awakening. It's something to change, bring change in your body and mind. Awakening will come for sure, 100%. It doesn't matter 7:30 to 8:30 what you do, it matters, but not so much. It will come, you keep on doing 7:30 a.m. your meditation practices, year in and year out. Continue every day. Now, in spite of anything, so what you are creating an unconditional law. So you are not following, you are not creating pain for yourself. Neither you are creating pleasure for yourself. But you are following a law. You started to follow a law. Unconditionally, I will practice something. Many days you will go through many kinds of moods. One day body tired, one day sick, one day no. So many excuses, and you keep on going. So in spite of pleasure and pain, you keep on moving. You keep on doing your things. It doesn't matter, this will give me pain or pleasure. You went beyond it. And you broke one thing in you, that is the jiva vritti. Now you will not have body. You cut it. This is the first step to moksha, jivan mukti. You cut it. The roots are cut. So you will not be so much grounded in your body. Now your journey begins. If you keep on continue, with my experience, 3 years, are enough if your guru is nice, like also giving you proper technique at the same time you're following it, guiding it. Day, morning and evening, you continue 3 years. Put a yoga mat or asana, do nothing, abuse whole world, sit for 1 hour, morning and evening, done.
Okay, what is the, you mentioned the teacher, guru. What is the role of teacher, guru, or even a doctor, if you're talking about the healing
You think
process?
about you are a doctor. You think about what is your role if you prescribe medicine to someone and someone tries to find by himself.
Mhm.
Same thing what you said, that the person will keep on trying until finds what kills the person. This is the role, a person who knows. Gone through, have experience. He knows what he is teaching. He knows where he is leading. So that's the role of a guru. Without it, how you will? Because you cannot pinpoint even a direction.
Mhm. Yes, guru, I have the translation. Guru, it's like a light, which is destroys the darkness. I
Guru
mean, it
is here
shows you.
a trusting entity, a unconditional trust to an entity, first of all. It's not Guru is enlightened, not enlightened, intelligent, not intelligent, educated, not educated. This is the last thing. First thing is unconditional trust. Because
Mhm.
if you keep on continuing, you will go through all variety of thoughts. Your mind will give all the logic possible for and against what you are doing. And you
Mhm.
need to remain calm and go beyond it. A movement which is not dependent on the nature of the body. A movement which is not dependent over the nature of the mind. A movement which is not dependent to the nature of the ego. Here ego will be, but you are creating a ego. You are manufacturing it, your own. It's not given by society or parents or somebody else. This a new identity of ego structure you are creating by your own effort.
Mhm. Okay. And yes, this is why I realized that on some level you need some support of teacher or guru to go forward. Um, because if you don't, okay, some people I realize I met some friends. If they get okay this kind of bhava, the trance, and the subconsciousness. Okay, they do some meditation and they start to hear something. They start to travel on astral level, some journey or some lucid dreaming. Uh, and then some of them realize that they don't need guru anymore because they don't need the guru anymore because they are became their own guru.
Drop them. Why to talk about them? We talk about for the people who believe that a guide, a guru, a teacher can help them. If
Mhm.
somebody believes, then go to hell, I mean, or go to heaven, wherever. If you don't need, if somebody doesn't need a guru or guide or teacher or expert, the person is not in our area to give attention. We give attention only to
Well,
people who need it.
one question also we discussed it. Why there is not so many gurus, women guru? Women is a half of the population, but it looks like the women guru is not the half of the all gurus.
Yeah, women gurus are there. They are not analytically interested. They're not interested. I go to workshops and tantra, and a lot of women coming. That's, I'm not saying that when like almost equal man and woman when we study tantra yoga or any other yoga also. Everywhere women are there, but they are not more have been interested to leave the family, come to this. They did not join the club of this style. Buddha also included women later. It wasn't fitting into his analytical approach, so he denied. Later on, he accepted women. Women are accepted only in a way of thinking whose holistic thinking, like bringing everything together. Women are not more interested into segregating and putting things away from you and keeping distance. They like to be more inclusive. If you present a religion or a sadhana paddhati or methodology to the woman, which is inclusive, not against someone, like including all your family, husband, life, children, everything is there, and then you present a methodology to them. They are interested. In that, they progress very much and very fast. If you present to them inclusive phenomena and create an atmosphere for them to grow and express, they reach very fast. And if you segregate the phenomena and put the person alone somewhere, the man is coming forward. This is my way. And women has not been interested because they did not develop. They were not interested in this kind of creating a society, coming out and creating another society. For them, no point, not interested.
Okay, so and because once you mentioned even the chakras, women have got the different, and even the practices they've got the difference, and but the yoga, okay, the yoga.
I understand your point. But you are saying you see that the philosophy is different from two approaches. So because the philosophy is different, the practices will differ. And analytical way, if women has not been so much participating, they have been exceptionally, not like in the mainstream. So they develop their own methodology. And they were only acquainted with male body. Their practices are different. And even if a woman is coming to them in their club, they say, okay, we will accept you, but not as a woman. You need to deny your womanhood. So in a man culture, if a woman is coming to their path, which they have developed, so they say, okay, we cannot accept you as a woman, you need to change and become Swami. We will not call you mother or sister. You can only become our brother.
Okay, and but there are this Shakti tradition.
That's a different tradition. That's Shakti tradition. If you go, then the woman is superior. Woman is your guru. Woman is initiating you. Woman is transferring the knowledge. But and their methodology will be fully different.
And they have their own ancient or some books of Shakti tradition.
Yes.
And
yeah. Like we have books when Shiva is giving knowledge to Parvati. We have also books Parvati giving knowledge to Shiva.
Okay. Okay, what about if I come back to the serving humanity? Because from India you can see all other world is changing, and I think you traveled a lot and understand Europe, understand even Russia. You've been many times in Russia, and how we can help people to understand what the steps they need to do in order to go from suffering to pleasure.
When I was meeting with this Vadaji doctor, he said the disease is as much necessary for the people to experience as much the health. If person will not get sick, the person will become monster. Psychological changes will take place because if you physiologically something changes, it will make change to the mental structure. So people, if few people get to know that whole life I will not be sick with my body, the person's attitude and behavior will change a lot. And more towards egoism and becoming a monster. Serving humanity has this one way. We give time, the experts from the world who have lived and who have something to give. They can come and talk about it. So giving knowledge, genuine knowledge, and talking about the disease and explaining itself is you are redeeming it. So we, the professionals, or knowledgeable people, or people who are part of enlightenment, they have some genuine experience and knowledge. They can come and share. And even as a professional, they should have skills so they can directly support people, not only in ideas and utopias and philosophy, but actually concretely. We think serving humanity means only unless you give some donation or some money to the poor and sick people. We can bring our attitude in our profession. Even though you take the money, but you return the value of money. So it's not that you are only taking money and not considered whether person suffering is disappearing or not. So if you take the money at the same time with compassion and love, you see that this disease should disappear also. For that you take the money. This is already a serving attitude. Let's be practical, how you will live. How you can keep on distributing something free unless it will not come from somewhere. You need, no? If you keep on giving, so you have a channel to keep on receiving. And this is not possible to all the people who have earned something with their own effort. They have something, they feel that they have something valuable or something which become valuable to some other person. And even though they are charging money, professional, honestly, they are returning back the value. This is already a serving attitude. And for sure, you follow your young niyam, asana pranayam, and changes will take place. Maybe one day you give all your property to someone or somebody, doesn't matter, it's okay. But I am talking practical sense, not utopia. Utopia is a different phenomenon, but being grounded, logical, practically, seeing the phenomenon, we can make a great change when each professional who have worked hard to earn some knowledge, some skill, some expertise, which may transform sadness to happiness or pain to pleasure for a while, not even permanent. but even for a while,
Mhm.
removing diseases, facilitating therapies so the person can think and realize. The person who is in pain in physical body, you cannot initiate him about spiritual redemption from spiritual suffering. Interested first in whatever the person is combating, just like facing.
Mhm.
So, if we start to generate over this platform or bring people who are nicely professional, they can give something free, and even they are charging money, honestly, they are eager to return the value back to the
Mhm.
person.
Yes, it's very important. Yes,
Yes.
and create this kind of attitude of the
Suppose
profession. And
somebody has psychosomatic issues. Even if you
Mhm.
don't know their general patterns of psychotherapy, which continues like 1 week,
Mhm.
next week, once in a month, continues, whole life. Psychosomatic. So, what are you teaching if, first of all, if you are not knowing what you are teaching? You exactly don't know how cause and relation, how this will solve insomnia, this exercise.
Mhm.
Another way you really know, you are really knowing that exactly this exercise can resolve insomnia from the people or other psychosomatic issues.
Mhm.
Because in yogic therapies or our Sankhya Yoga therapy, we are rooting out the phenomenon. And once you make one organ healthy or one thing, it makes whole thing healthy. Like morning series, we say focused on intestine, apanavali. So focused, it says yes, large intestine, kidney, sexual potency, excretions. So below the navel area will be rejuvenated. And consequently, your detoxification will start physically and mentally both. But it doesn't mean that it will not fix your shoulder joint or it will not fix your cervical or it will not fix your other issues. It will fix at the same time. But
Mhm.
focused. We focused on liver system to create an asana series. But it not only means that it only fixed digestive system. Because one system is not alone, it's connected, communicating to all other systems. Focus, we say, yes, we are focused on psychosomatic issues. Your sleep will start to come, insomnia will resolve, you will be more relaxed, happy. Yes, but it will fix many other things because it's a holistic approach.
Mhm.
Even I give you someone psychosomatic sequence to practice for 1 week. But many things will resolve. Relationship issue, conflict, money, other things will start to fix by itself.
Yes, yes, and it's a miracle of of
Serving
holistic
humanity
approach.
is
I
a
mean,
responsibility of, if you are a yoga teacher, it's your moral responsibility to explore the knowledge deeply
mhm.
and teach people what exactly you really know what you are teaching.
Mhm.
And if not,
And
find genuine knowledge. So, in each profession, any of the profession, becoming honest, each professional person also have to be enlightened. But if you are a professional and taking money, many people have been enlightened, they are businessmen. Well, they are honestly, they are doing howsoever they are managing, no profit and loss. Honestly, they say, okay, I buy in 2 rupees, I sell 3 rupees. I know. If you honestly express it, not express it is another matter. But people have been enlightened, a businessman, people doing business, buying things, selling things, going, opening the shop in the market. They have been enlightened. So each professional also should be enlightened. No? Just because you are highly skilled professional and expensive, you are not entitled to be enlightened.
no, no, because the Enlightenment is the way
Yeah,
to
that's
from
why I
suffering to
said,
pleasure.
no, that's why I said serving humanity. If these professionals will bring an attitude of serving humanity and understand that your knowledge you can take and honestly being in your service and serving attitude if you bring, you are already an asset to the humanity. And this is serving humanity.
Mhm.
And whatever free
And
we can give, we can give.
it look like this can be the base of the universal etiquette or common attitude for the professionals, because in different countries now we have different legal systems, but this kind of spiritual things can be universal. I mean, can be.
Look, we
Twist.
found a good cause to start. We started our own effort. Talking about it,
Mhm.
people will get to know about it, will talk to us. So we created a platform that we can show the people who are very creative, professional, and have
Mhm.
some knowledge, which is useful. For them, we can create a path that you can be the
Mhm.
way you are a little bit, and you are on the path of enlightenment. And also creating a platform where other people can come and have these services free, even for a while. So
Mhm.
both the way,
Yes.
serving humanity to me is an embodiment of an attitude.
Mm.
It cannot be
Yeah.
measured by in money, which generally people think.
Mhm. What is the measurement scale for this kind of uh, measurement scale? It's from 1 to 10. It's some kind of happiness can be the measurement, or less of suffering.
To you, but I don't understand the question, but I may infer that you want to measure the serving attitude growth in the professional or in the person who is coming to take the help, in which.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you talk about measuring scale, what touchstone we use to that professional who is following and wearing this attitude, how to measure it. The measurement will come, the satisfaction. No, we are not going for happiness and sadness. In that
Mhm.
person, the measurement will come 1 to 10. Person will say satisfaction. How much? Before you were professional working, your level of satisfaction. Now, after this embodiment of serving attitude, now the satisfaction level.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for
So
this
nice talking
nice.
to you. And
Yes.
next one is mental fitness. You are invited to become our guest. Next is when? July, August, August 30th.
Mhm.
30th of August,
Okay.
we will have webinar on mental fitness. You are invited
Mhm.
as a guest because you are working on this area. You can and
Mhm.
know if you have also a guest of your. So next
Okay.
webinar,
Thank you.
Malavika, she is working with me for many years, more than 20. So we will have mental fitness. Next to next will be our.
Okay. So
We meet
I
again
will.
on July, August, September, no? September. So,
Okay. I will. I will make a translation or the topics of the discussion in Russian and in English, and we will can put it to the social network.
If you can make a text file, VTT file,
Yes.
that can run over the caption that we are talking.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So serious, yes, Pavel, that our webinar is continuing.